Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of my stream. I am Aurélien Bompard. I am a developer in the Fedora infrastructure team, and I will try to find a bug that we can fix today on one of our applications. So you can check out how easy it is to contribute to our applications, with the shameless hope that more people will contribute to our applications. All right, so let me see what we have here. Um, Hello everyone, hello. Let me see. So I'm checking that everything is fine. I see the Juice Machine is already here. Hey, how are you? All right, so this time, as always, I'm going to set up a poll where you will be able to vote for the thing that I'm going to try and fix today. I have selected a few things that might be of interest. Um, so there is, this is the Easy Fixes page. It's not a really official page, but it's a page that will list all the tickets in the applications that are on the right, that have enlisted in the wiki page. All the tickets that are flagged, that have the tag easy fix or good first issue or whatever the application has registered with. And I'm going to pick from those. I know there's one here, comments on Bodhi update, that have a very brief mail body. It's an issue about Bodhi schemas, so Fedora messaging schemas, that don't include a lot of information in there. And there might be more, there should be more, and there used to be more. So there's something that we can fix. It's going to be in Python. Then, yeah, created over 3 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm not going to touch that now. Add a link to the list of available messages. It's just a link in the footer. It's something that we can do. We can easily do for free when we have time. It's very simple. It's just an HTML link at the end of a page, of an HTML page. Well, it's a Jinja 2 template, but basically the same thing. All right, this is already being worked on by Lenka, so not going to go into that. Fed message, no. Fedora messaging. Lenka is already working on Renovate and Poetry, so that's fine. This one, not for now. FMN. FMN has a few more tickets. So there are two tickets that are kind of similar. It's the one about adding a cancel button to the edit rule page. And there's one about that states that it's a bit too easy to miss the final commit step when creating a rule. So that's basically the same thing. When you edit a rule in FMN, you have it's not a wizard, but you have a few kind of complex form to go through, and when you're done, you have to click on a button to create the rule, to actually create the rule, and it's a bit easy to miss that. So the point was to improve that situation. Basically a UX issue, and this one is going to be in TypeScript because FMN's interface is in TypeScript. Then there's one about adding a footer to email notifications. That is just Python. It's the email notifications are built in the consumer that collects all the messages and make them go through the rules and build the notifications. And that's where the email is going. That's where the footer is going to be added. Then there's one, so we can work on that. That's going to be in Python. Then that's just a link in the UI. We can do that if we do the other one. It's going to be easy. Right. That's also a UI thing. Provide all applications to rule creation. It's something that is not very clear in the UI, and that should be clearer. And then there's one about, in Noggin, there's something about adding a new field for RSS link. That's going to be used by the Planet, the blog aggregator. So there's one issue in Noggin, but there's one in FastJSON as well, and it's actually touching another component called free IPFS, and there's a pull request in there. So this one has already it's already being worked on, but there are enough components that the review would be interesting to do, I think. So we can work on that and do the review. All right. I think that's basically it. Okay, and then there's other projects that I don't know so much, so not gonna do that live first. All right, let me create the poll. So I have should have the, yeah, it's not something that you want to, yeah, there's one comment on body update. Sorry, Link, I'm gonna, yeah, that's not great. Sorry about that. All right, so there's here the list of issues. Let me create a poll. How do you do that? Yes, I do it here. Hopefully that's gonna work. Okay, so it says that I create. Okay. Ah, there it is. Okay. All right, my first option is the one about the body updates. Second option is in data grapper adding the list of available message. Very simple. Third option would be the UI thing in FMN. Fourth option is going to be adding the footer to the email notifications in FMN. And last option is going to be the RSS link review. Okay. I don't see the option to start a poll. Why? Why? Let's see if maybe I made a mistake building, adding the issues. Is it happy now? It is not happy. Ah, yeah, there's one that is way too long. Okay. Okay, yeah, that was why. Okay, got it. All right, I'm creating the poll. And you should have something in your UI on the right hand side where you can click and vote. In theory, hopefully, if that works as expected. Let me check that I can actually see that. Yeah, I can see the options. Okay, good. I can see the options. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. Yeah, not needed. Get lost. All right. Get back to that one. Okay. All right, I see that we're having more users in the chat right now. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing that I wanted to add. If you want to point me to an issue in our applications that I should have a look at, that's also possible. I'm not committing to trying to fix it because I want to only work on things that I can finish hopefully in the duration of this live stream. So if it's going to take me more than like 1 hour to fix, I'm not going to try to do that live. But if you have ideas of things that I should look at or things or like issues that I should review, like pull requests that I should review, that's also possible. And while I give you some time to vote, I'm going to drink some tea because, yep, that's also what I do. Today's tea is a bit weird. It's. Let me show you that to you. Okay, so you probably can't read that because it's in French, but let me translate that for you. So it says it's a tea with seaweed in it, and it has also cinnamon, buckwheat, and orange. It's a weird sounding tea that I picked up in Brittany, as you can see by the flag up there, and I kind of like it. It's you don't really feel the seaweed so much, like the taste of the seaweed so much, but I think yeah, it's a nice blend. All right. Do we have people who voted for this? I don't know if I'm not sure that if I can see the results actually in there. Mm. Yeah, maybe I should just close it and we'll see the results. I'm not so familiar with this polling thing. Or with Twitch in general, by the way. Yep. All right, let's go. Was there any more people in the chat recently? I'm not so sure. I hope you can hear me well. Change some setting on my headset and which makes me hear myself when I speak. So Lenka says it does not let her vote. Okay. Okay, the polling widget doesn't show anything when you open it. Okay, if I click on this thing, it opens a list of polls. But hey, Judge. Yeah, so it doesn't work so well. All right, you know what? That's the reason why I made the second extension called Control Plus Stream Kit. It looks more complex, but maybe that's gonna work this time. Let me close this poll and try to do it again. Oh, hey, someone voted for the first one, so at least it did work for someone. And yeah, it's a bit too bad that I can't see the people voting as they do it. Yeah, there could be a site for it. I tried to have something that was integrated into Twitch. There is something that Twitch has that all the streamers use, but you have to be affiliated with Twitch to use it. And so I don't want to do that because I don't want to get money from Twitch. I don't want people to be shown ads, etc., etc. So yeah, so the native Twitch polls are only for affiliated people. Yeah, that's a bit too bad. I tried extensions. So the first one somehow worked for some people, but not for others. Let me try to do a poll with the other one, Control Plus Stream Kit. Okay, let's enable it. Info, polling. Okay, polling. Polling is what I want. I want to create a poll. Okay. Duration. Duration is going to be 5 minutes, for example. Options. Let's start with the options. Of course, I closed the other one. I closed my list of options. Let me try that again. Okay. First option. We'll see. Maybe it works better and it's more easy to use for you, and we're going to keep that. Okay. Okay. I can preview it. Very nice. And okay, that's cool. And now I can run the poll. Okay. You should be seeing something, or at least there should be something in the Control Plus Stream Kit extension on the right-hand side of your screen. And do you see something, guys? Or rather, folks, because it's not only guys. I wonder if the widget that I'm seeing right now as the streamer is going to be updated while you vote on it. Maybe because there's like a timer that counts down to the end of the poll, so maybe, but I'm not sure. Okay, so it's not the same one, it should be the second widget. We close. I don't know if I can hide the first one. Let's see if I can hide the first one. Hide the easy one that is just called polling. Yeah, it's not very fast because I have tons of tabs open. I guess that's the... Yeah. Okay, I should go to the My Extensions page. Let me try that. It's telling me to go to another page to choose which extension is displayed. Okay, I've changed something. I don't know if you see a difference. Yeah, it's not obvious, but on my preview of the stream, I see that there's a button on the right if I hover my mouse over it, and it says coming soon, or does it say coming soon for you as well? Because that. Okay, so you see Control Plus coming soon. Okay, that's a bit too bad. All right. So that means, yeah. Okay. So that means that, yeah, because there was something that said that in the admin interface there was something that said that the polling system was not available yet and would be coming soon. But I don't know. I didn't know if that was because the feature was not implemented yet, or because the page was just slow to load and it was going to load the poll afterwards. And apparently it's the first option, so it's not ready yet. And yeah, that's a bit too bad. Okay, anyway, I'll try to find another extension that does polling. There is not so many because a lot of people use a Twitch native polling system. So, all right. So first up run was Bodhi. Okay, let's have a look at this. There was only one vote, and that was on. Well, I suspect it was your vote, Velenka, and it was on Bodhi's issue. Okay, so let me give you some background on Fedora messaging and the schemas and the notifications. Messages are transmitted over the bus in Fedora messaging as a JSON binary, well, JSON blob basically. The JSON contains, well, not only like the body of the message is JSON, then the message has headers, which are key value things, just like headers in HTTP requests, and the body is JSON. It doesn't have to be in the protocol that we're using, but as a standard, like as a convention in Fedora messaging, we only use JSON blobs. It doesn't tell you anything about how the blob is structured. What information is there? So there is something that will let the receiver know which information is in the blob, and that is called a schema. The schema is something that is distributed as Python packages and written by the author of the application as a separate package. For example, in Bodhi, let me go to the Bodhi source. I can close the other ones. And I'll open the Bodhi source right here. if you look at the files in Bodhi, you have three main sub-repositories. One is the Bodhi server, one is for the Bodhi client, and one is for the one is called Bodhi messages, and that's where the schemas live. So it's authored by the same person as the person who sends the messages, well, the same team. And as a result, it's easy to keep them in sync. While before we had Fedora messaging, we had something called Fed message that had this schema thingy entirely separated from the application in its own. All the applications were in the same repo, and it was the burden was on the infrastructure team to keep that up to date. And of course, that rarely happened. So here you have a schema that is a Python package composed mainly of a JSON schema information and an API, a Python API to access this information. For example, here, that's not the most interesting thing here. Here, let's have a look at the base schema. So Bodhi is one of the applications that have the most complex schemas. It's going to be interesting, but maybe not entry level for you, but still. So a message is a Python class. A schema is a Python class that inherits from message in the Fedora messaging package. And it has a few properties that are standard, like an application icon, application name, an agent that is, well, actually it's called agent name. Agent is a deprecated property. Agent name will give you the name of the person who who did the action that caused this message to be emitted. The agent also has an avatar, and there's also a list of usernames that are affected by this message. For example, and that's not necessarily the author. For example, if as an admin I rebuild your package, then I'm doing the action of rebuilding it. Or like, for example, the maintainer of the Python stack rebuilds some of the Python packages when there is a change in Python. So this person is the author, but since it's your package, you are going to be affected by what I do, so you'll end up in usernames. Same thing for containers, modules, flatpaks, packages, etc. Oh yeah, sorry. Of course, yeah, Lenka mentions that I'm not zoomed in. Of course, always forgot about it, but it's very clear to me. I don't know, get better glasses. So there's here we have the properties, like the common properties, application icon, application name, agent avatar, usernames, the list of usernames that are affected, containers is the list of containers that are affected, modules, packages, flatpaks, etc., etc. And they all have a schema, and that schema is something that kind of looks like this. It's a dictionary that represents something that will validate the JSON. So it says, for example, here that it starts with an object that has the unvr as a string in there, and there's a description as well. This schema is something that is going to validate the message that you send when you are sending it and when the receiver receives it. This way, you will be informed of an invalid message when you are sending it as a developer. That's very useful to catch the errors as soon as possible. And also as a receiver, you will get a log message saying that the message was invalid, etc. So you're not trying to parse a message that is invalid and crash your application. See, this one is a bit more complex. There is an update that has aliases, build, release, request, status, and user subkeys, and all those can be strings, array, another object, null or a string, here a string, and there another object that is defined elsewhere. Okay, so so let's get back to that. Yeah, notifications now. So whenever the Fedora message notifications, FMN, receive a message, they use this schema to try to know who they are going to notify. For example, if you have a rule that says that you want to be notified of everything that concerns you and you appear in the usernames list of a message, then that message is going to be generating a notification for you. And now, how do you know what notifications are generated? Well, then again, it's in the schema. Why is it in the schema? Because the author of the application is the best person to know what they want to notify their users about. Basically, the whole idea of FMN is to prevent all the applications from having their own notification system, having their own "I'm going to send you an email" thing for everything that happens, and you are going to have a UI to have people subscribe to the event, etc. It's all centralized, and all the message go through a bus instead. But the application owner is still the best person to know what is the content of the message. So, what was our issue? Our issue here was that the body updates have a very brief mail body. Okay. And it says, okay, commented on body update, blah, 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 works, blah, blah, blah. That's probably what they commented on. So, it's mentioning so the fast user who commented is mentioned in the subject, okay? But mentioning the same fast user in the mail body again would be nice. Okay, we can do that. The name of the updated package build would be really appreciated. Yeah, because you get this. Yeah, because you get this, and that's not overly clear what this message is about. Okay, let's try to find which schema generates this notification. It's apparently happening on an update, on a comment on an update. All right, let's have a look. Bodhi, very well. Bodhi update. Okay, that's likely an update. Okay. What do we have here? Update message and update command v1. I would say it's an update command v1. Is there an update command v2? Doesn't look like it. Okay. It's probably in update command v1 then. Update command v1 here. Okay, sent when a comment is made on an update. Sounds good. That's the whole schema. It has comment, object, etc., but we don't really need that for now. Here, the string representation of the instance is going to be the body of the message. So, what does it do? It returns the comment itself, and that's all. Yeah, that explains why. So you have the comment of the message, you have a link to the entire message, but you have a link to the message itself, but that's not great. Okay. Summary is going to be a short representation of this message. User commented on body update alias karma blah blah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's very good. That's exactly what is sent at the moment. So that's what we're going to work on. And the issue opener said that they would like to have something that is more informative instead of the update alias. You know, the hash, the complex hash. Okay. And they said that there's something more informative in the other messages. So, what are they referring to? Let's have a look at the other ones. Build summary, what is this? That comes from update message. No. Ah, yeah, build summary. Ah, that's what. Okay. Okay, so that's the thing. So the update lists all the builds, takes the NVR, look through the name version release of them, and joins that and truncates the whole thing. Okay, so that's more informative than just having the hash. Okay, so we're going to pick to update this one and use this property that has already been written instead. That's going to be simple. All right. Do you want me to do that in Visual Studio Code or in Vim? I could do both. I think that Visual Studio Code is easier for people to get into, so that's why I wanted to use that first. But last time I used Vim, and there were people who liked the fact that I gave them some some tips on what shortcuts you have in Vim, because I've been using Vim for like a long time, which is more than 20 years. So yeah, so I know a few tricks with it, but I can also use Visual Studio Code if that's simpler. Any preference? There's quite a delay between when I say something and when you see it because of the encoding and all the things, and my laptop is not very powerful for now. So I'm waiting for interaction when I say things to you. Like for example, when I started speaking just like a few seconds ago, it was when I saw myself say the same thing, say ask you for what editor I should be using. So there's like maybe a 30 seconds delay or something. So as a result, feel free to ask me anything, even if I'm doing something else at the time, because there will be a delay anyway. So I know I'll have to go back. Selenka says whichever your preference. Okay, I think I'll go with Visual Studio Code this time because I used Vim last time, so a bit of diversity and variation is good. All right, let's start it. Where is it? It's right here. Okay, and it is currently on FMN, which is not what we want to do. Let us go to Bodhi. I'm going to zoom in as well because that's probably way too small for you. Close all that. I'm trying Control and scroll, but I'm not sure that works. Let's try Control plus. Not obvious. Oh yeah, something happens. Okay, that's better. All right, that seems large enough. Okay, so first thing, let's try to do things properly, right? First thing, I'm going to check if we have tests for that. There are tests for integration, CI, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's good. Where are the tests for Bodhi messages? What are we looking at here? The server. Okay. Bodhi messages, that's where we are. Very good. There are tests. Tests for update. I hope the UI is not too crowded for you. Okay, we have tons of tests here. That's good. It's always good to have tons of tests. All right, test update message. That's interesting. What else do we have? What do we have here? Request comment, test comment v1. Sounds like it. Ralph commented on Bodhi update. So I'm expected Ralph commented on Bodhi update blah 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 karma blah blah. I want to change that. And that the string of the message is going to be this, which yeah, I don't want I think we should do something better than that. Okay. The message that they receive is this. The builds are that. Okay, so what I would like to have, instead of commenting on Bodhi update, blah, 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 here is the list of builds. Okay, so here I'm going to have my list of builds. So there's going to be ABRT. It's separated by spaces, if I remember correctly. ASCII-NEMA, okay, very good. And I keep the comma on. Okay. Ralph commented on that. Okay. And now what is the body that I can propose to the person who reported the bug? I could do something like this. No, wait, like Ralph did. Can you believe how much testing we're doing? Blah 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 blah. I think you should max the regex test. Blah blah blah. Okay. I don't know why it has this here, but that's fine. And commented on update. You know what? I'm going to put the update ID again, like the alias again, but right here. Ralph commented on update blah with karma -1. Okay, and now I'm going to add the builds, right? Builds. Oh, yeah, builds, and I'm gonna have a list of builds right here. Okay, how about that? Does it seem better? Ralph commented on update with karma. Can you believe blah blah blah? That's the content of the message. Okay. Let's make sure that it doesn't work, that it doesn't pass. Okay. So the testing system in Bodhi is a bit more complex than the other applications because Bodhi is quite complex by itself. So yeah, Flakate says the line is too long. Yeah, correct, the line is indeed too long. I'm going to split it. Blah 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 blah. Okay, an update. Yeah, that's not a great place to split it. Let's split it here. Yeah, of course, that is not right. It's going to be here. Okay. Is it better? Yeah, it's better. Okay. How should I run this test? All right, so Bodhi is a bit more complex than the other applications because it depends on a lot of parts. So the testing is done using our own custom test runner called Bodhi CI. Bodhi CI can do a lot of interesting things, like run integration tests that spin up virtual machines, like containers basically, that talk to each other and do a lot of things. But it's a bit different from what we're used to. I'm going to try to do that in the terminal in here, so I don't have to switch to the console too many times. Hopefully that is going to work. We will see. Bodhi CI is in Devil. Bodhi CI. No? CI. Bodhi CI. Okay. What options do we have here? I want to run the unit test, so it's going to be unit. And then what options? I want to only run. I want to only. Yeah, I don't want to run on all the releases. I would like to run it on F38, for example. Okay, and I want to run the test for Bodhi messages. Good. And only the tests that are named test command v1. Did this work? Or is my test command view one? No. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. It's shift because it's in a terminal. Okay. Is there anything else that I should use? I do not think so. Let's try and hopefully that's going to work. So it's going to download Fedora 38 image from the internet, which hopefully is going to happen fast. It's perfect time for tea. Going to install some more packages in there. Okay. I wonder if I should put some sort of background music to make it more enjoyable for you, but I don't know. Maybe that's just not my style. Also, my laptop is kind of old now. It's even out of warranty. Should refresh it. Anyway, so it's kind of old now, so I don't want to overburden it with things that it is not necessary. It does not necessarily. It's not made. Well, it's not capable of doing everything at the same time. So yeah, I don't have the sort of computer that most of the streamers in Twitch have. Okay, you're getting there. To slow it down a bit, I'm going to check if I don't have a Vagrant VM running in the background, because I sometimes do, and it will be useful to save that sort of power. So what does it say? Yeah, something is running. Okay. Let's see if I can turn it off. So it's still downloading packages. So it's downloading the dependencies for Bodhi, so that it can run. Aha. Okay, cool. I did shut down the VM, so that's going to be a few megabytes, well, quite a few megabytes of RAM that are going to be saved by this. Yes. Let's hope that it's going to be enough. Okay, if you have questions or things that you want to talk about, while all this is running, feel free to. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to the files and see which one we're going to edit. We're going to edit the update here, and it's not update ready for testing that I want. It is comment view 1. Very good. I can start thinking of what I'm going to put in there. The string definitely has to change, that's for sure. Summary will have to change as well. I think that's the easiest thing would be to start changing the summary because we already have the information that we want to put in there. It was called, yeah, build summary. Okay, there's something else. Oh yeah, there's something that I might want to add, and that is the owner of the update. So let me get back to that. Test update. Okay, commented on update blah blah. So I'm gonna put the owner of the update right here. Who owns this? I think it's Troy. Okay. I'm gonna put it like this. Commented on Troy Dawson's update blah 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 with karma blah blah. So it's starting to be a bit long, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's still okay. Ah, terminal has finished. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. The build succeeded, but the update failed. Why did the update fail? Because hey, that's exactly what we wanted. Summary does not match. Message has ref commented on update body update blah 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 blah. Expected ref commented on body update blah 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 with a list of messages. Okay, perfect. Let's try this first. Then let's try our change. Let's try the first thing that we wanted to change, which was use the build summary property. Are we in the right one? Yeah, we're in body comment. On body update, self.build summary instead of the build alias. Let's try that. So can I rerun that without rebuilding body? Maybe. No build, hopefully, because that will be much faster. It's a rather slow way of running the unit test, I know. It's really meant for CI more than for development. So key summary does not work, does not match. Yeah, it hasn't changed because I didn't rebuild the VM. Okay, I'm gonna try and not use this because I don't think that I need to. I'm going to go to body messages and run PyTest directly. Well, using, yeah, PyTest. Test, see if that works. Okay. No module named PyTest. What do you mean? Oh yeah, I think I know why. That's probably because this virtual env was created with a previous version of Fedora, and I have upgraded my laptop a few times already, and it's now not matching the actual version that I'm running. Let's see. I've had that a couple of times already. So, for example, here Python is looping back. It's a link that goes to user bin Python 3. Okay, but this version of Python is 3.11.4. Right? That's the version that I have on my system. But the virtual env was created with Python 3.10. So of course it doesn't find all the libraries. I'm going to have to recreate this virtual env. Goodbye. I'm going to have to create a new one. So when I create a virtual env, it installs a few things on top of it, such as something for Vim, like black, for example, to do the formatting, etc. So I have my tools already available. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any. Okay, I'm happy to answer things. Okay, things are installed, and now I'm in the virtual environment very well. I can. Oh yeah, it's a poetry thing. Huh. Could have done things easier. Okay. Right. Let me try that again. Yeah, I don't actually need that. Okay. Let's do a poetry install. So poetry is a package manager for Python that is going to pull all the dependencies, resolve them, etc., etc. Lock them if they are in need to be locked. It is capable of dealing with like runtime dependencies and development dependencies. So it is going to install PyTest for me and supposedly all the dependencies that I need to run Bodhi messages. I should have just done that from the beginning. It's not. We use it in many applications, but not all of them yet. That's why I thought that Bodhi was a black sheep in the group, but it's actually using it. Okay, poetry run pytest -vv tests. Let's see if that works. Does it run the tests? It runs the tests, and it does. It shows me some coverage that I don't really care about right now. Ralph commented on Bodhi update ABOT blah 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 blah, asking, oh, it is ellipsed. Okay, so it has an ellipsis. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to save some characters on the subject line, right? Because if there's going to be an ellipsis, then I would like it to be like I don't need to specify that it's a Bodhi update. We know it's a Bodhi update. So I'm just going to do Bodhi, commented on update and the list of builds. I still need to put update in there, I think, because commented on and a list of builds doesn't make really much sense. Let's try that. Let's try with this. Haven't saved that? Okay. Terminal. And I don't need the coverage, so I'm going to go with no cove for now. Oh yeah, and I only wanted to, yeah, and I only want to test my test. Test comment v1, is that it? All right. That's much faster than the other ones. Okay. ASCII stops. Yep, ASCII. Okay, yeah, that's not great, but it's still better than it used to. Okay, so that's where the ellipsis happens. So I'm going to expect that now. Commented on update ASCII name, and that's where yep, that's all there is. Stop that. Do you like it now? Dear computer. All right, key summary doesn't match. Raf commented on update, blah, 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 blah. Karma, -1. Expected is body update, blah, blah, blah. Karma. Okay, something's different. Can you find the 7 differences? Oh, this one still has body update. Yeah, of course. Um, what about now? String representation doesn't match. Okay, so the subject is fine. Now the string representation is not good, of course, because we haven't updated it. So let's fix this one. What do we want to have? We want to have Ralph commented on Tito-san's update blah 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 with comma. So let's write that in our string representation. Instead of that, it's going to be return it's going to be an F string. It's going to be kind of similar to this one actually. Username commented on update blah on update. No, that's what I want the alias to be. So what was it? Update.alias, if I remember correctly. Self.update.alias maybe. Oh no, I'm not editing the right one. It should be here. Commented on update blah blah blah. So I want to know who created the update. Okay, good. How did we do that last time? Update user names. That's the thing. I want to have that. That's their summary. Okay, then we want a colon, new line. Then we probably want the content of the, oops, sorry. We want the content of the comment itself. Then I want that to end with a new line. And then I want to have builds, new line. And then I want to have, how do I do this? Probably something like this. Okay, I'm going to build this list of packages outside of it because it's going to be too much of a complexity. Do I have a build list already that I made somewhere? It's probable because there's a good chance that I have that already somewhere on this update. See, who uses self.update.builds? Ah, new line.join, blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what I wanted. So it's going to be similar to another update, which is always a good thing. Update completes table. I want back to comment. Except I need the new line. Yeah, I think they define new line in here as something obvious because otherwise Python doesn't like having it all in the string represent in the F string. So they have to do it like this. Okay. Sounds good. Let's try that. One change though, it's not going to have a dash at the beginning of the line. It's going to be just separated by new lines. By the way, I could do this. New line. Okay. Let us try. What does it say now? Ooh, syntax error. Yep, let's go to it. What did I do? Oh yes. Why is there a line, like a space at the end? I don't know, but I'm going to remove it. What about now? Okay, still a line that is way too long, but yeah, I kind of expected that. Let's split it. Seems better. Let's run our tests. All right. String does not match. Okay, very good. Commented on trailer. That's okay. That's what I got, right? Expected is ref commented on Tdawson's update. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Ah, with karma, not karma.1. With karma -1. Okay. Yeah, I need to change that. It's not that. It's with karma -1. Again. Aha! Much better. Much better. Just do that. Okay, so hopefully that is more informative. The message is going to look like this. That's going to be the summary, update blah blah blah. The message is going to be Raf commenting on Jason's update blah 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 with karma. You'll have the karma in there. Good. Can you believe there's a text in there? Should I put? I should probably add some more white space. No. Like I should probably do this. It seems like it's better if I put the comment itself more with more space up and down. I think that's better. Let me update that. So I think that's going to look better. Should still pass. Okay. It still passes. Okay, that is good. Now I'm going to go back to the Bodhi CI thing and try to run it again. Oh yeah, before I do that, I'm going to check that I'm still, I didn't change, I don't have any problem with the coverage. So I'm going to run PyTest with the entire test suite and see if it still passes as far as coverage is concerned. Still good. Yep, we're still above the 99%. Okay, good. All right, let me try the Bodhi CI again. I remove the no build. This time it's going to rebuild the Docker image. Hopefully it's going to be much faster because I don't have to install all the dependencies anymore because Docker caches thing, thankfully. Oh yeah, there's something that I forgot. Before I start working on something, it's usually a good idea to assign yourself to the issue. So that when you start working on something, you lock the issue more or less for yourself and nobody else is going to try and work on that and duplicate the work. So, yep, assign myself to it. It is unhappy with why is it just running? Oh yeah, of course. I'm just running that. So now the no build is going to be useful because I didn't change the code at all. I'm just using different command lines. Yeah, I was selecting only the test that I had edited. So of course that can't work. That's going to be a very small coverage. Except it's not. You see, there's still 72% coverage just by running one test. And that's why when you think I have like 80% coverage, you might think it's a lot, but it's actually not a lot at all, because a lot of the lines are marked by just importing the code. So that's why we need to have a coverage that is actually very high. In theory, it should be 100%, but it should be very high, and 80% coverage is not a lot, actually. All right, that passes. Well, that's good. Before I started working on that, I should have created a new branch. I'm going to do that now. Fix, what was the name of the issue again? 5469. All right. Fix 5469. That's my branch. Good. What am I going to put in there? Well, my file, okay, that's for sure. The test corresponding to my file, okay, that's for sure also. That's other stuff that is unrelated, so I'm not going to do that. Do you need to, as a contributor to Bodhi, do you need to add the changelog maybe somewhere? Do we have a changelog for that? Any news file? No. No, readme, no, copy, no. Do I have like a changelog that I need to update? Maybe on the main repository? Ah, news. Okay, good. Ah, very good. All right. So I'm going to create a news file. I don't know which category it is because that's always project dependent, unfortunately. I think it should be town crier, but was no compatible, no feature, bug. Okay. Well, not really a bug that I'm fixing, right? It's more of a feature. Okay, let's call it feature. Yeah, it's kind of left to the appreciation of the author, but it's fine. I'm fixing 5469.feature. And make the date comment more informative. All right. And I'm going to add that to my commit. Seems pretty good. I'm going to reuse it for the commit message, by the way. Do the commit. So committing took a long time because there's pre-commit running in the background, and to save some space on my hard drive, I have removed all the outdated environments of pre-commit. So I think it's going to recreate a new one. It's a bit too bad, but oh, there's one thing that I forgot. I did things entirely in the wrong order this time. In theory, before working on something, I should have made sure that my devel branch was up to date. So I'm going to do that afterwards. Output of git somewhere. That should be git. Okay. See, that's okay. That's all the pre-commit running. No, oh, that's not exactly that. It's more. Okay, it's done. Yes, it's done. Okay, that's finished. Now I'm going to go back to develop. Make sure that my branch is up to date, which it is not, because I have 9 commits waiting. Should have done that. Synchronize the changes. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my branch and rebase it on develop. I have no idea how to do that with Visual Studio Code. There is probably some way to do it. No. Clone fetch changes. No. Rebase branch? Rebase on develop? Please? Huh. Seems to have worked. Output of Git. Rebasing. Successfully rebased. Alright. Well, I usually do the Git things in the terminal, but I mean, it's nice. Okay, and now I'm going to push the commit to my fork. For that, I use an alias. I should do something like this: git push set -u fork yeah, I should do that because that pushes the current branch to my fork, which is named fork in Git for simplicity, and it sets it as upstream, which means that when I'm going to update to run like a git pull, for example, it's going to pull from the fork and not from the original repository, like the origin repository. Let's try that. Works. GitHub tells me that this is what I should visit to open a new pull request. Is it alt? Alt click. Yeah. Did it open something? It is opening something. There is one comment. There is one commit. If I had forgotten to rebase my branch, there would be no, there would not be a lot of commits, but it would probably tell me that my branch is not up to date. That is my changes. Did I forget a print somewhere? I don't think so. Seems good. Anything that I forgot? All right, and now I'm waiting for CI to pass. And we'll see. Maybe I forgot to set some linter that is going to warn and make it error out. Maybe I forgot to set the formatter to black and it's going to fail. We'll see. I'm going to let it run all the tests that it wants to run, including integration tests. Scary. I think that's pretty good. Do you think I'm missing something? Do you want to have a look at that? Checks are already running. Lots of checks. Good. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm going to send that to another window. Do I have another window? Yes, I do have another window. That's the window where I had all my stuff. Did I not mess it up? Computer is kind of slow, but yeah, you know the story. Yeah, that's the right one. I think that's all. And we did that in, like, we did the whole thing. We are 1 hour and 20 minutes in. Um, should I look at something else? I don't know. I can maybe answer your questions if you have questions on how I did things or how things are organized in Bodhi, for example. Could spend more time giving context on other things if you want. Oh yeah, what next? Now that I have published, when that was going to be merged, then we'll have to wait for a new release of Bodhi messages, which is an independent package, so it can be released soonish. And then we will have to update the Bodhi messages dependency in FMN. Let me show you. FMN here has a list of dependency that is managed by Poetry again. And there's a list of schema packages, and Bodhi messages is one of them, right? So that's our dependencies, but Poetry also locks the dependencies to a specific version unless you want, so your builds are reproducible. So when we publish a new version of Bodhi messages, then Renovate, which is the tool that we use to update the dependencies, is going to run. And by the way, this one is failing. I'll have a look at that. Renovate is going to run and propose to update the Bodhi messages dependency that is currently locked in poetry.messages. Poetry.lock. I'm not sure it's very useful to show that to you because it's a very big TOML file. I can still search for it. It's there. It's currently at version 7.2.1. And our Bodhi message is at 7.2.1. So when we create a new version, it's going to send a pull request to update Bodhi messages to 7.2.2. Well, it's a feature, so 7.3.0 probably. And then we will have to redeploy FMN in staging and then in prod. And that's basically how we're going to get the new things. It seems like a long process that has a lot of steps, but that also help us not make mistakes by having checks at each of those steps. All right, some of the tests have started passing. Pre-commit checks are all right, which is good because I think that they include the linter and the formatter. So yeah, that's good. Unit tests are okay on F38. Nice. Still running for Bodhi server on F38. That's the longest, of course. And they're good for the change in Bodhi messages are good for F39, pip, rawhide. Documentation, we haven't touched it, but it's still good to see it working. There's a diff cover check that makes sure that we're still having the same amount of coverage than we had before, at least the same amount. I think that one should pass because we haven't removed coverage from. Well, I don't think the coverage has lowered, but yeah, we'll need to test that. That's going to be it's going to be run when all the tests have finished running. Oh, there's one that failed. Bodhi server failed. Which one? This one failed. It's probably unrelated to us, to our change, because we haven't touched Bodhi server at all. But maybe we'll see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a failure that happens in Bodhi these days. There's already a pull request trying to fix that, so it's unrelated to our work. And that's the pull request. I think that's this one here that Mattia is working on. So yeah, we don't have to. Yeah, let's ignore that one for now. Okay, I think that's done. And if you don't have any more questions, then I think I'm going to end there. Um, let's see. Quite a few people in the chat actually, but it's still very silent. All right, I'm open to any questions if you have any. And in the meantime, I'm going to finish my drink. If you have any recommendation on polling extensions for Twitch, I'm interested. Um, Otherwise, I'll just go through all the extensions and try to find one that works and use you as guinea pigs next time to test it. But yeah. Anyway, it's fine if it's a shorter stream this time. It was a longer one last time, so that balances it out, I think. I guess. Well, it was nice to do that, and thank you for coming to the stream and viewing it, and thank you for your interactions in the chat. I hope that it was informative. Bodhi is a big piece of software, but also it's also a very central piece in our infrastructure. So I think it would be better if more people were feeling happy and like were feeling that they can contribute to it. Because it's really the heart of updates in Fedora. Lots of things happen through Bodhi, and maybe more will happen as time goes by. So we'll see. Because we plan to retire PDC, and there are some things in our product definition center PDC that are going to, some information is going to end up in Bodhi. So yeah, it's going to do even more things. So we'll need to have more eyeballs looking at it. So thank you for coming, and I will hope I'll see you next time, next Friday, same time, and I still have a lot of issues that I can work on. I'm not worried that I'll run out of those, but if you have things that you want me to look at, I can also do that, as long as it's not too long. But I can decide that and can make an evaluation of it. And you see, oh, this is going to take some time, and this is fine. Thanks for passing by, and see you next week. Same place and same time. Yep. See you, folks.